So hey my YouTubers and everyone in the world, today is September the 23rd. The time is now 9:15 a.m. guys. It's going to be a rainy Thursday all day. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell so you can see more of me. Now today's topic is going to be 7 signs that you are being used in 2021 guys. It's important for us to know whether we're being used or if a person is just abusing us because they feel like they can. Now the first sign to know that you are being used guys is they are super nice to you when they need something. Now, I'm not just talking about, strangers. I'm talking about relatives. I'm talking about a spouse. I'm talking about anyone you know that you feel may be using you. One sign to know that a person is using you is they're only nice to you when they need something from you. A person like that is clearly just using you, and they're trying to manipulate you in their own way by being kind to you so that you think that everything is good between y'all, so that when they ask you to do something, you do it. So that's one sign to know if you are being used by whoever the person may be. Now, the second sign to know that you may be being used is they cross your boundaries, meaning that they don't respect when you say don't do certain things or stop doing this, or when you do this it makes me feel some type of way, and then they still continue to do it. That's a sign of usury as well, because now they're using your emotions against you in a negative way guys, and that's one way of having that control over you. So if a person is overstepping their boundaries and not respecting of you, then that is a sign of usury as well. It's not positive. Now, the third sign to know that you may be being used is you feel unhappy around them. You feel uneasy. You feel like you can't really be yourself around that person, because if you're like a nice person like myself and it's someone that's out there that's like a predator, they're gonna prey on that. And that means that if they see that you're a nice person, they're gonna use that to their advantage as much as they possibly can. That is a sign that that person is clearly using you. So yes, if you feel like you can't be yourself around this person, you can't be your happy, jolly self, you always have to have a long face and feel sad around them, or always have to have a story about something, that's because that's your way of protecting yourself, from this predator. That's your way of protecting yourself from being used all the time. And especially if a person knows that you're like a yes type of person, like every time they ask you to do something you always say yes, a person that will use you will always have something for you to do. So you guys need to watch out for that. Now, the fourth sign to know that you are being used, guys, is they focus on themselves, the person around you. If they're a selfish person, then that's not good, because then that means that they're going to use you for their own, satisfaction. And I mean, come on. It doesn't, if you really think about it, it makes a lot of sense. A person that's extremely selfish, they're going to use you just so that it benefits them. Every time you turn around, they're going to use you in some type of way so that it benefits them. A person like that is clearly using you. And not only you, but they probably do that to everybody else that they know and don't know that people know about that. Now, the next sign to know, number 5, the fifth sign to know that a person is using you guys is they're only in touch with you when they're feeling down. A person that only contacts you when they're feeling down and out, that's a sign of usury. If they don't call you to see how you're doing, if they don't call you to make sure that you're okay or to see if you need anything, and every time they pick up the phone and call you, you always hear a sad story from them, that is a sign that this person is using you. It may just be for your time. Okay, well, let me take up a few hours in this person's day and tell them all the messed up things that's going on in my life. Let me just lay my dirty laundry on them. So a person like that is clearly using you. If they don't call you to just see how you're doing, see how your day is, see if you need anything, or just to make sure that you're okay, then they don't really care about you. They care about you enough to just call you when they need something or call you when they going through something. And that's not the type of person you want around you. Now, the sixth sign to know that you are being used is favors are overloaded. And when I say like favors are overloaded, I mean every time you turn around, this person is asking for a favor from you. Every time you turn around, they need you to do something, they need you to go somewhere. That is signs of being used. That's signs of usury. A person who will constantly use you will always ask for favors, knowing that you done did everything else that they asked you to, but it's never enough. And that's another sign to pay attention to. When you're dealing with this type of person, someone who just uses and uses and uses, that type of person is never satisfied. So it's like no matter how much you do for them, it's always gonna be what's next. And that's a scary thing. But you know what? Knowing is half the battle. Now, the seventh sign to know that you are being used, guys, in 2021 is they don't listen to you. So when you sit there and you tell them, hey, when you do certain things, I don't like it. Or when you disrespect me, I don't like it. Or when you ask me to do all these favors, I don't like it. When you come to that point and they stop listening, it goes to show, okay, well, they don't want to hear what you have to say. You understand? All they want to know is when can they use you again. So that's another sign to really pay attention to. Now, the bonus for today, guys, on how to know if you're being used in 2021 is they always borrow money and they never give it back. Or when they do give it back, it's months later, years later, weeks later, but not never on time. And they always have their hand out again and again and again. So that is a sign that a person is using you. Like, when people are using you, you just have this feeling inside. And after a while, it does get tiring. And after a while, you do get frustrated. But you got to just know how to get around people like that. But I want you guys to pay attention to the signs and let me know in the comments down below if you can relate to any of the signs that we talked about today, and let me know which one you might have went through. So until the next video, guys, peace.